the city on mitigation rather than adaptation because of the COP15 taking place in Copenhagen and so on. So it was actually also viewed upon as some sort of defeat, saying, okay, we also have to look at adaptation because the whole issue about getting to be a carbon neutral capital in Denmark, I mean, that was so much more the key question. So trying to argue your case and also get the economic pictures that backs them up was what I think did the trick for us. And then later on we got the help from a massive rainfall. Now nobody's questioning the necessity of the things.
In some ways, you just have to get started, and for municipalities that aren't members of ICLEI, that's a good place to start, I think, to really get educated on not only the issues, but how to approach them within your own community.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ed, we've come to a point now with ICLEI and other organizations where there's a relatively standardized adaptation planning process that's been now, implemented in scores of cities. So, how to do scenarios on climate impact, assess vulnerability, assess risk. The real issue comes, I think, in where we really are on the edge of innovating is once we understand risk, to move from measures as kind of programmatic things that you do on a pilot basis around a city to understanding risk as it's geographically defined within areas that are going to receive investment and that are going to grow and change one way or the other. So it's really about rethinking how we implement measures as opposed to special measures for roads, rather thinking special measures for the development of that area or that area that has been identified as a high-risk area.
Not to be a little bit promotional, but Mindy, the conference that Ceres has coming up in Boston in April is bringing industry and government together, and the agenda is going to be hitting some of these topics. And you didn't know I was going to ask you that question, but what exactly is going to be going on there that you think is so vital in that conference?
Well, the key, there's no secret sauce or formula, but one magical tactic that we use is bringing people together. So whether it's our conference where we will be bringing together real estate developers and investors and city planners and some of the developers that are about to spend tens of billions of dollars on the waterfront and insurers, that's our starting place. We've got an event coming up, or several, where we bring people together. It's not a group of 200, but more like a group of 50, where we look at what's the problem, what are the common courses of action that can be taken, and we find that kind of collaboration often is helpful, and it's got to happen, and sometimes it's better to be convened outside of a government agency, but to involve the government. So we shall see. In Boston, we've got philanthropists who are involved, seeing this issue as one of the major threats to our community. We've got the leaders of our business organizations who see climate as one of the largest threats to our business community, and we see insurers who see this as a threat. So we've got a common strand, bringing people together to spend the day and come up with a structure for how to solve problems is what we have on tap, and we'll let everybody know how it goes.
Great. I'm going to come up for that. And there are other conferences around, too. ICLEI has one in Germany, a little long way for some of us to go, but there's plenty of information around overall. We've really gone long, but since people are not dropping off,